Hi you guys, it's Lisa and I want to set you up very well for the upcoming holidays. So yes, I'm gonna make sure you get a list of some of the top 10 things that can really make it working smarter, not harder. Some great tips to do, whether it be at gatherings or in your house or when you're out and about, okay? So we're gonna make sure you get that. Also gonna make sure you get some great recipe ideas, whether it be great substitutions that you can make with your fueling options or just great ways that you can make a lean and green really fit into any holiday meal, barbecue, you name it, okay? Or potluck, should I say, okay? So gonna make sure you get all that stuff. Excellent. But now I just wanna let you know something. If all you have are those tips and tricks, but you don't know why you care about actually having a healthy holiday season, it doesn't matter, right? If you don't know what you're aiming for, then who cares about the tips that are gonna get you there, okay? So here's what I wanna do. I wanna equip you. I want you to feel throughout these next 6 weeks, I want you to feel equipped. I want you to feel empowered. I want you to feel the freedom in your structure, okay? I want you to feel hopeful. And on January 2nd, when we reach the new year, I want you to feel successful, but also in a way that you have enjoyed your holiday season, not endured it, okay? I know that sounds like kind of a crazy wish list, like you can't have it all, but with some practice, you can. And no, you won't do everything perfect this holiday season. We are all always learning, but we can do so many great things that get us where we want to be on January 2nd. So here's a little analogy that I want to give you that will help you in realizing why this is important. There's two different stories. One is, did you know that, I believe it's Mount Kilimanjaro, there obviously a lot of teams try to summit Mount Kilimanjaro, right? The success rate is drastically better when people are able to see the summit, to see the top, okay? It has nothing to do necessarily with how bad the weather is. Obviously that can have an impact, but if it's clouded over, even just with the lightest of clouds and they can't really see how far they have or where they're going, they tend to give up sooner. Their energy is less. They just don't quite know where they're getting to, okay? And that's on something that people have trained years and years for in order to be able to summit it. And it just says that if it's clouded over, just even with the lightest of clouds, the success rate is way less. Isn't that astonishing? Now let's bring it back to realistic. I've never tried to summit Mount Kilimanjaro, okay? So an analogy that can really hit home in that is picture, let's see, about a year ago, we were staying in a hotel because our house was getting some work done, and we decided to go to the park. I think it was about a 2 to 3 mile walk, okay? And when my daughter and I decided to head out to the park, we were excited. We were ready to go. We were ready to go. And that first mile, we probably just cruised right on through. But then we were kind of far away from the start and kind of far away from the beginning. And my daughter didn't really know how much longer it was going to be. Are we going to make it? Where is it? How much farther do we have? And she kind of started to lag in her energy, her luster, her excitement for that end destination, right? There were a couple times where I picked her up and put her on my back, not because she needed it necessarily, but because the energy just wasn't there because she didn't know where she was going. Now we got near the end, okay? I knew we were close, but I couldn't quite convince Samantha that we were close, okay? Well, all of a sudden we rounded a corner and we looked and I said, look, Sam, there's the park. Now there was still about a quarter mile left, maybe half a mile left in where we were in how far we had left to walk, but it didn't matter. Her energy shot up. She started running and she just hightailed it to the park. Why? Because she knew where she was going. She knew she really wanted to get there and she could see the light at the end of the tunnel. She could see that she was going to make it. And guess what? When that happens, we have more energy. We have more willingness to move towards our goals, okay? So how does this matter to you? You have to know that you want to be somewhere on January 2nd. Not as if your health journey ends on January 2nd, that's not it. But when the new year begins, it is a great idea for you to know exactly what you want to feel, maybe what you want to weigh, maybe what you want to, the capabilities you might have in the gym, whatever it is, in order to get through these next 6 weeks with luster and oomph and the ability to make those great decisions on a day-to-day basis, we have to know what we're aiming for and we have to know that what we're doing is going to actually get us there. That's where I come in. I can't include that completely on this little tutorial. That would, honestly, it would take up just too much time, and it's individual for everybody. Your goals are your goals, and there is no wrong goal. So whether your option, it may be to stick exactly with what you're doing on the 5 and 1, no deviations whatsoever. Your goals are so strong that that's what you want, and you know that you need to do that in order to get those goals on January 2nd, right? You might be wanting to stay dialed in the majority of the time, but you maybe have 5 events or meals or dinners or whatever the case may be where you know that you're going to be deviating a little bit from your normal plan, okay? Keep in mind, you still have about 245 other fuelings throughout these next 6 weeks that you can ace, that you can do amazing on, right? So that might be your planned deviations, okay? Or you might even have kind of an impromptu or maybe a temporary maintenance over these next 6 weeks. That's the wrong goal for some people, the right goal for others, okay? Whatever you do, it's great to write it down, because when you write it down, you realize how difficult it is sometimes to nail down exactly what it is that you want. And then make sure that your desire for that is kind of in that 8 to 9 on a scale of 10. Not a 5. A 5 is where everybody's at. We'd all like to, all things equal, we'd all like to be healthier, right? I'd like to do a lot of things, but I'm not really willing to put in kind of the good decisions or the work or the effort to make that happen because I don't really care about it. I'm here to help you. Would love to kind of seal the deal on what it is you truly want at a level of 8 to 9. And we can then set up the right program for these next 6 weeks that fits your needs. Does that make sense? Now, we all know there's an option D as well, and that is do nothing about it. Not even think about it ahead of time and just fly by the seat of our pants, okay? That's not a lot of fun. You've probably by now experienced so many great benefits of fueling your body, even when you're not in fat burning, but just fueling your body. You've probably experienced so many benefits that we don't want those to disappear. So whether it be your acid reflux going away, or maybe even your energy level just really spiking, mental clarity, I'm trying to think of a bunch of other things where we just feel less bloating, less inflammation in our body that causes all kinds of things. You feel those benefits, you don't want to give up on those. No matter what the scale says, I don't imagine you want to give up on those. I don't think you would have clicked on the link to this video if you did want to give up on those things. So I don't really bring up option D because option D isn't really a great one for anybody who probably has clicked this link to hear about how to have a healthy holiday season. Keep in mind these tips, they work throughout the year. We live in the United States where we always have stuff to celebrate. So some of the things that you learn in this holiday season will serve you well throughout the year. But yes, I will get you those tips and tricks and those tactics and those tips so that you can have a great and festive holiday season. But at the same time, I would love to hear your 2 to 3 sentences so that we can make sure we know what we're aiming for and know that we really care about it. Sound good? All right, I'm looking forward to it and ready to share my 2 to 3 sentences with you. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.